Nicole Norris, and I'm here with another tips, tricks, and techniques. And this time I want to show you how you can use your Creative Memories border punches to punch in the round, which is how I made this leafy border circle. The collection I used for this layout is the National Scrapbooking Day 2025 collection. Super cute, fun collection. And I just love this embellishment circle on my layout. So I want to show you how easy it is to create that with your leafy vine border punch. So let me show you what you're gonna need to do this. You're gonna want your Creative Memories mat. It's super handy, especially because it has the degrees marked on here. But I'm gonna show you how I use my ring that's marked and a pencil to do it too. So you're gonna be able to see both ways. You're gonna need a piece of cardstock. I would recommend that you use the back side of your cardstock. So if the back and front side of your paper cardstock is the same, it doesn't matter. But like, for example, this one is a two-tone cardstock. So this side is lighter and this side is darker. So if I want the darker side to be the front, to be up on my layout or whatever I'm creating, I'm gonna want to be working on the back side of it because I'm gonna be making some pencil marks. You're also going to need your jumbo ring, pencil ruler. You guys, I hope you think I'm funny because sometimes, or not, just like losing my mind. So anyways, pencil, ruler. You're going to need your punch, and then you're also going to need your blades, and we're going to be using the red blade today. So the first thing I'm going to do now that I have my cardstock lined up on my mat is I'm going to line up my circle in the center. Now I have marked these dots with a black, and they're every 90 degrees. And so those I can line up with the 6s all the way around and know that my ring is right there in the center. And then I'm going to take my red blade and I'm going to run it around the outside of my ring here. So let's get that in place and go ahead and run that around just like that, piece of cake. And then while I have this sitting on here, I'm gonna go ahead and mark up my paper just a little bit, my ring here. So I am going to want marks every 30 degrees, and it's gonna show me where I'm going to be punching. So I've obviously got the top and the bottom and these two sides. Just make a little pencil mark there. And then I know that every other set of dots, so this one I skip one, go to the next one, that's 30 degrees. And there's 30, so, and I work my way around, just marking on every other, like that. Okay, now I can actually pull this outside piece away, and I've got those marks, and now I'm going to just draw a line with my pencil and connecting those just down. And this is why it's nice to work on the back side, is because then I don't have to worry about like erasing these pencil marks after. Okay, now this is where on my mat it actually shows me this little notch right there that's just barely peeking out. That is the 30-degree line. And so that's where I was saying that this mat's really nice, that you can just use your mat to go every 30 degrees if you wanted, instead of having your ring marked up. But sometimes if you're using like a different blade, like the blue or the green, where it's a little bit larger of a circle, you can't really see those marks very well. So that's why I prefer to just mark it off of the ring. I can just mark it, and then I don't have to worry about, oh, where are those lines? Because they're pretty much almost completely covered. So, okay. All right. There we go. Now we've got this beautiful circle with lots of pencil markings. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready to punch. Did I tell you this was easy? So there's one other prep step you want to do to your punch before you use it. So I'm going to flip it over, and you can see these two little tick marks right here. What I've done is I've taken my ruler, and this is a ruler that has like a center grid, finding the center. So it has a center and then works its way out, which is it's really nice actually. So I am going to line up my ruler to the center, which is basically about 1 1/4 and 1 1/4. So my center is right there. So the total width of this space for the punch is 2 1/2. And so there's my center, and I know that just because I've got the equal amount of space on either side. And then I used a black Sharpie pen, just like a black fine tip pen, and I made a little notch right there, a little marking there. And I did the same thing there. It's because, are you ready for some magic? Get your trash can, because we're gonna have some pieces. I'm gonna take my punch, it's open, and I'm going to slide my cardstock in there that I've prepared, and I'm lining up those lines I drew on the cardstock with these little tick marks right here. So I'm just gonna, and I'm gonna kind of slightly squeeze down because that's gonna kind of hold it in place right there. Then flip it over, punch it, and then rotate my cardstock around. So I've lined up the line with the notches on the punch, flip it around, punch, and I'm just gonna work my way around my piece, my cardstock. And you can kind of see that circle starting to form. Okay, be careful. Whew. I don't want to snag my little leaves. So gently rotate that around. Just gonna keep working right there. My way around the circle. So basically I have found that when it comes to the border punches, they're all pretty much the same size. So red blade outside of the jumbo circle marks every 30 degrees pretty much work. The super cool thing is you could do smaller circles, like if you, I think I tried this one with a smaller circle using like the inside, and the leaves where I'll show you in a minute, you'll be able to see kind of where that punch, there's kind of a spot where we're going to do a little trimming, and that space, okay, let's sit that out, okay, was a little bit larger. The leaves didn't match up as well, so I used the jumbo ring, but I used the blue blade on the inside, and they didn't match up quite as well. So the leaves, the punch, this is very normal. You're gonna have this little spot all the way around where it doesn't quite match up. And we're just gonna trim these off. Just gonna put my mat here for this to fall on. So I'm just gonna take my scissors and just kind of trim that leaf around. So it's just this little spot where it doesn't quite match up perfectly because it's a straight punch and we're cutting it in a circle. So it's not going to, but honestly, when you trim that up like that, it's close enough. So the other thing I want to point out is this spot where these don't quite match up perfectly are a great place to add an embellishment. So on my layout example, you better believe that I rotated this ring around so that where the flowers were on the layout actually covered up this little spot that I'm trimming to make them, to hide them completely or to make them less noticeable. And honestly, if you weren't like looking super close, you probably wouldn't even see them. So, okay, I'm gonna keep working my way around. And I'll show you on my layout how I hid these little spots. Oh, that's it. Okay, we're all the way around. See, that's pretty slick. Throw those pieces away. And I flip it over because I don't have to worry about erasing my pencil marks because I remember to work from the back side. And here is my leafy vine ring instead of a border or straight border. So on the layout, I was going to show you a lot of those spots where you might have seen where I punched, I actually just covered it up with the flowers. This one is showing a little bit, but it's honestly, if I hadn't pointed it out to you, you probably wouldn't even have noticed. So anyways, that is how you use your Creative Memories border punch to punch in the round to make a ring. Awesome, awesome. Let me know if you have any questions. I did want to give a shout out to Megan Jacks. When, as you guys know, I'm fairly new to Creative Memories. I'm actually coming up on my 1-year anniversary next month. Super exciting. She had some YouTube videos up showing how to do this, and that's where I learned how to do it. So a shout out to her. Thank you for sharing that, because I think this is such a fun way to get even more use out of your border punch in a different way and get a different look. So, all right, let me know if you have any questions. Happy scrapbooking, and I'll talk to you later.